Alrighty, guys, we have earnings out of rocketlab, ASTS, and Hims and Hers. We're going to cover those in this video and talk about Palantir as the stock just keeps on going. We had another green day today, up around 2% as the entire market didn't do so well. Every index went down. Russell down over 0.5%, Q's down about 0.3%, S&P down barely, pretty much at break even. Same with the Dow, down only 0.1%. So guys, we have to break down again earnings, Palantir, talk about where my head's at. Oil went up today. Gold went up, silver went up, VIX went up. Let's talk about it. Hit the like button. Make sure to subscribe. Join the Patreon if you guys want to keep up with my portfolio updates. Private Discord, that's in the description box, pinned down below in the comments, in the bio. You guys know where to find it. And now let's dive into it. So Palantir, first of all, keeps on going. Another 2% green day. This stock is defying the laws of gravity, man. We hit almost $80 per share this morning after completely ripping out of the gates. We actually sold off a bit in the pre-market, got to about 168, and this thing said, no more selling, no, and it ran up 6% while falling into close shortly after that. But still, man, 2% green day, massive move out of the gate, and this thing keeps on going. We're clearly breaking out of this 160 resistance. That is old news at this point, and we're trying to fill the gap to about $190, $200 on Palantir. And although I think we might see a pullback before we actually fill that gap, I think that's where we're headed. I think that's where we're headed over the next couple of weeks, months, towards 180, 90, 200. It's in the cards. So before we dive deeper into Palantir, talk more about the market, let me show you these earnings again. We had a couple come out. Rocketlab is number one, ticker RKLB. This stock, let's see, closed at $80. It went down 3.4% on the day. Now it's down, it looks like a little bit more in the aftermarket. We're down another $2. And when the earnings first came out, it looks like we dropped about $5-ish, 6%. So rocketlab, let's see what they reported, guys. Earnings are fresh off the press. Rocketlab reported a loss of 8 cents. That missed the loss of 7 cents expected on sales of $234 million versus $231 million expected. So missed EPS, beat sales, pretty good there, and it looks like they guided for Q3 sales of $250 to $265 million versus $238.5 million expected. So very good guidance on the top line. Let's see, anything else here worth mentioning? Again, these earnings are fresh off the press, guys, so we didn't get the call yet. We didn't get a chance to go deeper into the actual report, but the headline numbers, other than that miss on EPS, don't look too bad. Pretty good beat on revenue, very nice guide, and the market's realizing that now. We got that initial shock sale, whatever you want to call it, down to $75. Now we're starting to recover. Now we're pushing the mid-high 78. So Rocketlab, although I'm not long, I'm still watching it as I am long Redwire in the space sector. You guys probably know that. Redwire right now is it's at $12.90, $13 a share, but I don't want to spend too much time on Redwire considering their earnings didn't come out today. So let me show you Rocketlab. And by the way, Redwire did do well last week with their earnings. And Rocketlab, looking at this chart, this thing's starting to break out even with it selling off in the aftermarket. You guys can see Rocketlab is trading above, well above the 50 SMA and the 180 moving average here on the 4-hour chart. So keep your eyes on that. If we start to consolidate in the high 70s, low 80s, that would be a good sign. And preferably, if we start breaking into the mid 80s, that would be what the bulls want to see, no doubt. We also had earnings out of ASTS, another space play. This is AST Space Mobile. This is also down a little bit, but not too much. It looks like this thing's even more rocky than Rocketlab. No pun intended, guys. This thing closed at 68 80. It popped to about 72.20, so it jumped about 5%, not too much actually. And now it's down to 67.14, but what, 2% down in the aftermarket? Not too bad. ASTS reported EPS of 77 cents, while they lost 77 cents on the quarter, which missed the loss of 28 cents expected. Oh, now it's really starting to dump. Wait a second, guys. And they missed on sales, $31.52 million versus $34.97. So pretty big miss on revenue. Not, I guess, not the best report. Big miss on EPS as well. So double miss out of ASTS. They affirmed their full year 26 sales guidance of 150 to 200 million versus 168.87 million. Not too bad guidance wise, but really that's it in terms of the headline numbers that stands out as a good thing. The guidance. That's the only good metric I'm seeing here, as again, they double missed, and the stock is paying for it right now in the short term after it tried breaking through 70 to 72, which has been support all year. This stock has been trading sideways all year until recently it broke through $70. Not ideal for the bulls. Now we're trying to break through. We were hoping earnings will get us through there. Would have got us through there, but it didn't. At least not yet. The stock's down $2 after earnings, and I'd be watching for that 72 mark to break. I'm going to set my alert there now. Mark is at or above $72 a share. And let's do hims and hers quickly here, guys. By the way, hit that like button. Make sure to subscribe. Hit that follow button. I appreciate all of you guys for tuning in on YouTube, on Facebook, on TikTok. I'm posting these videos everywhere now, and they're getting a lot of traction. I appreciate you guys, and I honestly couldn't do this, obviously, without you guys. So the support is greatly appreciated. Hims and Hers has been digging itself out of this hole the last couple of months. We hit $41 back in December. We went all the way down to $13 by March. Massive drawdown there, about 67%, and this stock's been slowly filling the gap since then, but it's struggling now. We hit $40 again about a month and a half ago. We got rejected, fell all the way down to 24. I mean, this stock's volatile, man. Now it's fighting to break back through 30, but it's getting hit. And now in the aftermarket, guys, it looks like we're going up, we're going down, we're flat. I mean, this thing's all over the place. We hit $35 initially after earnings, went down to $29. Now we're back to $31.50, $32. So Hims reported a loss of 37 cents. That missed the loss of 3 cents expected on sales of $753 million versus $699 million expected. So they beat sales, but wildly missed EPS. And it looks like here they raised their full year 26 sales guidance from $2.8 to $3 billion, now to $3.1 to $3.3 billion. Excuse me, guys. Versus $2.92 billion expected. So they raised their full year guidance, and it looks like they raised their, or I don't know if they raised it, but it looks like their Q3 sales guidance is $880 to $900 versus $793 million. So very strong guidance out of Hims and Hers for Q3 for the full year, right? They missed EPS, but at the end of the day, man, this company is a growth company. They're trying to grow. As long as they're reinvesting, making the right moves, I'm fine with them missing EPS or being negative for now, with the end goal of obviously being profitable and being a much bigger company. These companies, they have to grow somehow, guys, right? They're not just going to go from a $2 billion market cap to $500 billion. I'm not talking about Hims. In general, companies that are smaller companies, they reinvest, right? Their goal is not to be profitable and make all this money on the bottom line out of the gate. So that's why the stock, the market might not punish them as much for a big miss on EPS, because they're raising guidance, because revenues looking strong. They're growing, right? That is why the stock might go green here any second, you know? So those are a couple earnings from today, and I don't own any of those names, guys, but I'm watching them. I'm watching them as, again, I do have a little exposure in the space sector via red wire calls, and hims and hers. If it can take out $40, guys, this might be a bigger runner. Honestly, even before that, it might fill the gap to 40. That could be a trade in and of itself. Then we break 40, it goes even higher. We'll see. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. So yeah, with that being said, I mean, going back to Palantir here very quickly, am I loading up on Palantir? Absolutely not. I think now is actually a good time to just hold it. Maybe sell some covered calls at a $200 strike. You know, you can probably make some good premium doing that. You know, maybe it's a good time to even lock profits on some of your position. Maybe you want exposure still longer term, so maybe lock half of your profits. Maybe take a little off the table, you know. Now's not a time to go all in, though, in my opinion. Just my opinion. The stock's up massively over the last month and 10 days. It is up from literally 105 to where it is now, 175, 70%. Do you guys remember I was calling out Palantir down here? I was buying it down here. Do you guys not remember that? I did sell it. That was a trade. I probably should have held on to it longer, but we were calling out how unbelievably oversold it was, and now we're calling out how it's not, maybe it's not as overbought, you know, as oversold it was. Does that make sense? But if it hits 180, 185 on this go, which it kind of almost did this morning, it's almost getting to that point where the scale tipped so far to the oversold side. Now it's tipping to the overbought. We're going to be due for a drawdown. So I'd much rather wait for that drawdown before entering again. Again, it might be a decent time to sell some calls, take advantage of the elevated premium we've seen. And overall, that's what I'm doing. I'm just holding on tight and letting it ride. I'm not surprised we're, breaking out finally. Maybe I am surprised it went up 30% in a day. That kind of surprised me a little bit. But, at this point in this market, not much surprises me anymore, guys. So what do you think? Let me know in the comments. Hit the like button. Make sure to subscribe. Follow along for more content. Join the Patreon if you want to keep up with my portfolio updates, trades, investments. If you want to be a part of my private Discord, it's all linked down below, pinned in the comments, or go to stocksurfest.com/Patreon. And with that being said, I'll see you guys in the Patreon or in the next video. Have a great rest of your day.